Have you ever received a phone call from a number you didn't know? Maybe you looked at the screen and thought, should I answer this? Most of the time, it's nothing important. But sometimes, on the other side of the phone, there is someone who is trying very hard to steal your money. This is a story about voice phishing. And yes, it almost happened to me. It was a normal Tuesday afternoon. I was sitting at my desk, drinking coffee, and pretending to be productive. You know that kind of day. Your laptop is open. Your email is open. Your brain is not open. Suddenly, my phone rang. The number looked strange. I stared at it for 3 seconds. Then I made the classic mistake. I answered. Hello? A very serious voice said, Hello, is this Mr. James Kim? I said, Yes, speaking. The man continued. This is Officer Daniel from the Seoul Central Police Department. Now, let me stop here. When someone says they are from the police, your brain immediately changes. 1 second ago, you were thinking about lunch. The next second, you are wondering if you accidentally committed a crime while ordering chicken. I sat up straight. The police? I asked. Yes, he said. We are investigating a serious financial crime. Your bank account has been connected to illegal activity. My heart dropped. Illegal activity? My bank account? I checked my coffee. Maybe it was too strong. The man continued speaking very quickly. Your name has appeared in a money laundering case. We need your cooperation immediately. If you do not cooperate, you may be arrested. Arrested? I looked around my room. There was no one there, but somehow I felt embarrassed. I whispered, Arrested? Yes, he said. But if you follow our instructions, we can protect you. That sentence sounded comforting, but also very suspicious. Because real life has taught me one important thing. When someone says, Don't worry, I will protect you, you should probably start worrying. Still, I was nervous. He knew my full name. He knew my phone number. He sounded professional. He even had background noise that sounded like an office. People talking, phones ringing, someone coughing dramatically. It felt real. He said, First, you must not tell anyone about this call. This is a confidential investigation. That was the first red flag. A big red flag. A giant red flag waving in the wind. But at that moment, I didn't see it clearly. Fear makes people stupid, and I was becoming very stupid. He asked, How much money do you currently have in your bank account? I paused. That question felt strange. So I said, Why do you need to know that? His voice became colder. Mr. Kim, this is a police investigation. If you refuse to cooperate, we will assume you are involved. Now I was scared again. He was using pressure. He was making me feel guilty. That is one of the tricks of voice phishing. Scammers don't just steal money. They steal your calm thinking first. Then they steal your money. He told me to download an app. He said it was an official police security app. He said it would help protect my bank account. At that moment, a tiny voice inside my head said, Wait a minute. Since when do police officers ask people to download apps during a phone call? That tiny voice was smart. Unfortunately, my fear was louder. I said, What app? He gave me the name. I searched for it, but I couldn't find it in the normal app store. Then he said, I will send you a link. A link. Another red flag. At this point, my brain finally started working again. Unknown number. Police story. Illegal bank account. Secret investigation. Don't tell anyone. Download this app. Click this link. I thought, okay, either this is a very strange police department or I am being scammed. So, I decided to test him. I said, Officer Daniel, can I call the police station directly and ask for you? There was a short silence. Not a long silence. Just long enough for me to hear his confidence break. Then he said, No, you cannot call back. This line is only for confidential investigations. That made no sense. So I asked another question. What is your badge number? He answered quickly. Badge number 72941. I wrote it down. Then I said, Thank you. I will call the official police number and confirm this. Suddenly, his voice changed. He was no longer calm. He became angry. Mr. Kim, if you hang up now, you will be responsible for the consequences. Consequences? That word sounds scary. But sometimes, scary words are just empty boxes. They look heavy, but there is nothing inside. I took a deep breath. Then I said, "Okay, then arrest me after lunch." And I hung up. For about 10 seconds, I just stared at my phone. My heart was beating fast. My hands were cold. And honestly, I felt a little stupid. But then, I did the right thing. I called the real police number. I explained what happened. The real officer said, "That was a scam. Do not click any links. Do not download any apps. Do not send money." I felt relieved, but also angry. Not just angry at the scammer, angry at myself for almost believing him. But here is the important lesson. Voice phishing works because scammers are not always stupid. Some of them are very trained. They know how to sound official. They know how to create fear. They know how to make you act quickly. They know that if you have time to think, you might escape. So they try to remove your time. They say things like, "You must act now. This is urgent. You cannot tell anyone. You will be arrested. Your account will be frozen. Your money is not safe." But real organizations usually don't work like that. Real police officers do not ask you to transfer money to a safe account. Real banks do not ask for your password over the phone. Real government workers do not tell you to secretly download a strange app. And real emergencies do not require you to click suspicious links. After that experience, I made a simple rule for myself. If someone calls me and says something scary, I do not react immediately. I stop. I breathe. I hang up. Then I contact the real organization directly. Not through the number they gave me, not through the link they sent me. I search for the official number myself. That one habit can save you a lot of money, and maybe a lot of stress. A few weeks later, I received another strange call. This time, the person said, "Hello, your son has been in an accident." That was interesting, because I don't have a son. I said, "Oh no, which son?" The scammer paused. Then he said, "Your oldest son." I said, "Wow, he grows up so fast." Then I hung up. Now, I don't recommend joking with scammers for too long. Just hang up. But I have to admit, that moment felt pretty good. Voice phishing is scary because it attacks normal people on normal days. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be careless. You just have to be busy, tired, worried, or distracted. That is why anyone can become a target. Your parents, your friends, your coworkers, even you. So remember these 5 simple rules. First, never trust a scary phone call immediately. Second, never share your bank password, verification, code, or personal information. Third, never click links from suspicious callers. Fourth, never download apps because someone on the phone told you to. Fifth, hang up and call the official number yourself. The scammer wants you to panic. Your job is to pause. The scammer wants you to stay alone. Your job is to ask someone you trust. The scammer wants speed. Your job is slow thinking. So next time your phone rings from an unknown number, you don't have to be afraid. Just remember, a real police officer will not be angry because you want to verify the call. A real bank will not ask for your password. And a real emergency will still be real after you take 1 minute to think. That 1 minute could protect your money. It could protect your family. And it could protect your peace of mind. So be careful. Be calm. And if a fake police officer calls you during lunch, maybe just say, "Please wait, I'm eating first." Then hang up.